What is up, everybody? It's Steve here today, and we're going to talk about the specs of the PS5 Pro, which have been revealed. Many Sony fanboys in particular are speculating that this thing is going to be as strong as one of those high-end GPU cards, like a RTX 4070 or 4080, I believe they were saying. It turns out it is not the case, which it should be obvious. Like, this thing is going to cost like 600, 700 at most. It's like, why would they make a console as strong as a high-end PC? Like, that's just stupid. But Sony fanboys really believe in that nonsense. But apparently, from the specs that was revealed, this thing is only going to be 10% higher than the standard console. Then I was like, if it's only 10% stronger, then like, what is the point? What's the purpose of even buying this thing? You might as well wait for the PS6 at that point if you're going to be buying a PlayStation console. Like, there's just things that seem like a complete waste of hardware, complete waste of time and money and effort put into it. I don't know. I don't know what's up with Sony, but their decisions lately have just been completely trashed. Like, I just did the video about the PSVR 2 not doing well. They stopped production on that. And it's like, this is already seeing dead on arrival before it even launches. Like, people are really going to buy this because they're going to hype about GTA 6. And they're proclaiming it's going to run that game at 60 frames per second, but they saying that even with this 10% bump, it still won't make a GTA 6 be 60 frames on console. So you're still going to play it on 30 frames, then what is the point at that point? What is the point of buying this? So, who knows? We only truly know when this thing releases, so it's all speculations at this point in time on how this thing is actually going to perform, but for right now, it is not looking good. Not looking good at all. This person says, well, that confirms it. The CPU bottleneck city incoming. So it sounds to be bottlenecked. Folks should just wait for next gen. Just wait for the next console cycle at this point. Don't buy this half-ass little upgrade they're trying to sell you here. So PS5 Pro skips leg day and gym terminology. It ain't running GTA 6 at 60 FPS with that CPU. Yeah, so apparently you can't even do that. That's mainly the reason why people are buying this thing, to play GTA 6. And it won't even do 60 frames with that one, so not a good look. Hopefully it can do 60 frames per second and we just don't get The Last of Us remasters. You don't want to play The Last of Us for like the 10th time already? Why don't you want to play that game for like the 20th time already? Sony thinks you do. Why are people so disappointed that the CPU could be the same? Because this is a brand new device for $500+. Like, you would think you want a big upgrade. But apparently not. You just put a Sony logo on something and people buy it anyway, it seems like. It looks like nothing has really changed. Ain't no half-stepping. Yeah. PS5 Pro GPU, PSSR, and AI. You got the strong upper half, while the lower half is the PS5 Pro CPU. Yeah, that looks just ridiculous. It's like, if you're gonna be buff, why are you just buff? Are you just want to have a big chest and big back, but have a small legs? It just looks ridiculous. All the PS5 Pro needs is around Bloodborne 4K 60. Why would somebody buy a PS5 Pro? Okay, maybe a few, but the vast majority are not gonna buy a PS5 Pro to play Bloodborne at 4K. That's just like, nobody's gonna do that. 4K 60. The CPU is identical to the standard PS5. So it's just dumb. It's just like, why buy it at that point? So what is the purpose of the Pro? I don't know. I really don't know. Why is everyone so salty? So this guy couldn't read the room and see why everybody's so salty. Sony's releasing constant hardware that just seems pointless to the average consumer. I think that's why everybody's so salty with Sony, because they keep releasing stuff that nobody wants. Even in their movie department, they're releasing stuff that nobody wants, because that Madam Web movie was a big flopper. They just can't get it right. Whatever they do, whether it be movies or video games, which they don't have any first-party games, or even hardware, they're just failing. They're just flopping all over the place. Mid AF. We still don't know the price of the console yet, so I think this is just something I'm just gonna skip entirely. I'm just gonna pretend like this thing don't even exist at this point in time, because I don't see a real reason to even buy this. Especially if it says like 10% stronger. Like, what's the purpose of buying this at this point then? The The CPU is identical to the standard PS5, however, a Pro has a high CPU frequency mode, which takes the CPU to a 10% increase over the standard console. Something doesn't add up. Yeah. Same CPU as the PS5, 10% increase to high frequency mode. Damn, it's like when I said to temper expectations and stop using teraflops, y'all didn't listen. It's funny because people are having the same teraflop argument like about the consoles we have right now, but it was like, once again, stop hyping up these devices until we actually get the actual products in our hands so people can actually test it and see what the performance is. People be hyping this stuff up for no reason and just feeling salty afterward when they realize that it's not as great as they thought it was going to be. Expected but extremely disappointed if true. CPU and memory bound games right now will still be in the same boat. 30 FPS titles will still be 30 FPS in these cases, bottlenecked. It's like, what's the purpose of it? What's the point of buying this at this point? They're still going to be 30 FPS. Then you might as well stick with the regular PS5. That's just a waste of money, as he states further in this comment right here. Just wait for next gen, is the sentiment most people are saying, which I agree with at this point. Only a 10% CPU boost, and y'all was dancing in the streets buck naked. They definitely were. They were celebrating this thing like Xbox is finished, PlayStation is the best. So it was like, really, this thing is just a 10% increase. It's nothing too major. Boy, do I love being right. Console peasants that don't know crap about PCs got on here talking about the PS5 Pro being in between a 4070 and 4080, calling it a PC killer. That already just sounds stupid. Why do you think a $600 or $700 at most consoles would be better than a high-end PC? That's just dumb. Console fanboys from yesterday, where y'all at? I think Sony fanboys just delusional. They think their console can outperform a PC. Like, that's just ridiculous. Identical CPU to the base PS5 is almost comical. 10% CPU and 45 GPU performance boost, better graphics and similar performance at PS5. So it looks better. So it's not gonna be. I guess it's gonna be more 4K or just more like closer to native 4K instead. But it's still like the same performance wise. So like, what's the point? It's like, why? And people think GTA 6 will run at 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro. That's not gonna happen. Sounds awesome. Of course, the trolls had to make a mockery out of the CPU because only 10% better. It's no damn hard. I'm no damn hardware engineer, but that 10% paired with the PSSR, it's like a great performance reliever. Really? I'm really convinced that the guy would just buy anything with a PlayStation logo on it, no matter how trash or how bare minimum they do. He just buy anything. He doesn't buy anything with a PlayStation logo on it at this point. So I was like, why would you buy this new system then if it's gonna be like barely a 10% increase? That's some level 100 coping right there. Must be hard, no? All that hyping and then poof. This one should have just stayed in the drafts. Sounds like a bunch of excuses. So you finally get Series X capabilities. Welcome to current gen. When the trolls call out other trolls is really ironic. Dude is really butthurt. People are talking bad about the only good thing in his life, which is the PlayStation, apparently. Oh, man. Wow, so all that hype and all that crap talking just to find out the PS5 Pro was almost exactly the same CPU, and then ponies talk crap about Xbox not having a mid-gen refresh. Yeah, I definitely remember that. They were saying, hey, why is Microsoft not doing it? PlayStation's so much better, but apparently this thing is not going to be that much stronger to begin with. So I was like, each time they make mockery of Xbox, it always ends up biting them in the butt in the long run. Like, same with the whole PSVR 2 situation. Why don't Xbox have PSVR? Why don't Xbox have a VR system? Xbox didn't do it. Now Sony's PSVR 2 is flopping. They say, why don't Xbox have a mid-gen refresh like the Xbox Series Pro or something like that? And now this thing is not even that much stronger. So they gotta keep eating crow each and every day at this point. Damn, not only Pony's not getting Starfield, but neither 60 FPS either. I tried telling people a new CPU wouldn't make it a Pro, it would be a PS6. You're going to get higher resolutions and more steady frame rates, but you're not going to get a big jump in performance. Maybe the AI upscaling helps, but I'm skeptical to the VR software. To be honest, I'm not hyped for the PS5 Pro. Only people that's gonna buy this thing is Sony diehards. Like the Sony fanboys who buy anything with a PlayStation logo on it. That's the only people I think who are gonna buy this. I think the average consumer is gonna stick with the PS5 and just stick with that for the rest of this generation because that's not just worth buying. And that's just my thoughts. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this situation with this PS5 Pro specs being revealed. It's just funny a lot of these Sony guys are going to eat so much crow on this thing actually releases. So they're eating crow now, but they're still delusional. Like, you got the one clown saying, hey, this is a big leap forward. It's like only 10% better. So, like, I guess. But yeah, definitely see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace.